Hi there, folks. So I just want to make a video, another one for creating the solution. This one is going to show part 3 and part 4, how to do those. I will have a link in the description down below here that will take you to part 4, this bottom part, if you only need help with that, if you already figured out part 3 and you need to skip ahead. I am also going to put a little link to another video up here right around now that will show you how to do the top part of this stuff here, the part 1 where you listed out your steps and part 2 where you showed your progress. So that video is already posted in Classroom, but there should be a link, or should have been a link up there that'll take you to that if you need to take a look at that now. So looking at part 3 here, for this part, this is just where you prove that you actually followed your plan to create a solution that functions as intended. What this boils down to is you're going to put screenshots of your finished product in here. So the toy I was working on was this toy right here, this ring toss toy, which I did make in real life. I painted it, okay? And so I would want to get some pictures of the finished product in there. If you've got even a link to a video or something like that that you've uploaded somewhere of the toy being used, that's fine. But it's totally okay to just use photos. So I actually already uploaded some photos to Google Drive from my phone. So they're up here. So if you go Insert, Image, Drive, and you've uploaded them using your Photos app, if you clicked share and you sent them to Google Drive or however else you get photos up here, that can work. So let's pick one of those. I think this one's a good one. I just drag and drop. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty good. I can shrink this with the corner. Always use the corner. If you don't use the corner, watch this. It gets smushed, and that looks gross. So don't do that. Always drag by the corner to be able to resize these. Where is my mouse? There we go. So we'll drag that down. You can insert any pictures that you need there. Another way you can put a picture in, of course, is by just using the Insert Image Camera option, which brings a camera up here. You can hold this up. Oops, I got it upside down. And get it close to the camera. I know it's kind of reversed, so it can be tricky to do it because it's not a mirror image. So I will hit enter, and it will actually take a picture. It has a picture from before too. So I actually like that other picture better. Insert, that's a way to get the picture in. The quality is not as good, but if that's the only camera you have, do it. I don't care. I just want to see that you had your toy done and printed. If you want to use the actual camera app on your Chromebook, you can do that as well by going to your little launcher icon, typing camera in, upload the picture that way. Another way you can even add a picture of your finished product, I'm okay with this, is if you have it done in Onshape, but you couldn't come pick it up yet, or you didn't, maybe you didn't even get it 3D printed because something crazy happened. You still made the thing, and the difference between 3D printing it and me and you actually holding it in your hand is not a big deal. You can take a screenshot right here. There's videos about how to do that on the internet on a Chromebook and in past documents as well. So you could take a screen snip like that and paste that right in here. I just did Control V. And that would be acceptable too. If you have a good screenshot of the finished product from Onshape, I'm okay with that. So that kind of sums up part 3 here. Part 4, we go down here. This is where you're going to justify changes that you made to your chosen design and plan when making your solution. So this is like, what did you think you were going to do versus what did you actually do? So if you wrote out your plan up here ahead of time, way up here at the top, and it turned out you actually did this in a different order, maybe you didn't include this last step originally and it turned out, I had to paint on numbers. You could type that in down there. In my case, if we actually go back to my developing ideas document, my original sketch here, I wanted to make this thing out of plywood, it says right there, and I wanted to use dowels. This is not plywood. This ended up being made out of plastic. It was 3D printed. So if you had one idea at the start and you changed, that's the perfect thing to type right in here. What changes did you make? I ended up making my toy out of plastic instead of making it out of wood. Okay, maybe you have, actually in my case, based on my drawing here, I got too many tabs open. I never specified the size of the rings. So I had to actually make sure that they were bigger than these half inch like cylinders that were sticking up. So that's another change that I made. I also had to choose the size of the rings so that they were bigger than the cylinders. CYLINDER, there we go, on the base of my toy. Okay. And the second part here is, why did you make these changes? So I've broken this up to try to make it easier for people. If you end up explaining in the top part why you made the changes, you don't have to put stuff in the bottom. But I'll explain here. I had to make my toy out of plastic instead of out of wood because that was the only material that was available. You can blame me for this stuff too. If I made you do something, you type it in here, okay? Sometimes if you're working for a job or something, your boss is going to tell you to do something and you just got to do it that way whether you like it or not. So that's life, you know. Let's see, why did I have to why did I have to choose? I had to choose the size for my rings because I forgot to do it during developing ideas. And I needed to type the sizes into Onshape. Okay, so that's what we're looking for here. As far as the rubric goes, you know, I'm just really looking to see if you just outline changes, that might be like you were like, I had to pick sizes and I made it out of plastic and that's it. You never tell me more. If you describe the changes, you go into a bit more detail, and fully justifying is like what I did down here. I really said like why. Like, why did we have to do it out of plastic? Well, that was the only material available. Why did I have to choose the size of the ring? Well, I didn't do it during developing ideas. So make sure you're giving details here and you'll get full credit on this part easily. This part up here, as long as you had some kind of plan written down and you finished your toy either literally physically having it or you finished making it in Onshape and it was completely done and could have been printed, then you'll be all set on that part. Okay, so that kind of sums up the last two parts of creating the solution here. So I hope this video helps you out.